fact that people have the audacity to try to tell people that have encountered any kind of poop butt situation, poop out of butt situation, to just clean it up or move on. The amount of dismissal that comes to this, it really irritates me, because there is no support system for estheticians to deal with this, specifically in this space for Brazilian waxing.
It's an old saying, whatever is done in the dark comes to the light. They need to start calling TikTok the light. What it look like, TV?
I am back! What it do, baby?
YouTube's own Varnell Hill.
Did ya miss me?
And before we proceed any further in this one, I'm gonna need y'all to go over to TikTok to Stephanie Elaine S. I'm gonna put her information up here somewhere. Go give her a follow. She makes great content, and we're gonna be covering some of her content today. She's an esthetician and an educator in her bio, and she's gonna educate the heck out of you fellas today, because I'm pretty sure y'all are just as lost as I was, and when you find this out, you're gonna be shocked like a mug. But anyway, I thought an esthetician worked in a hospital and was somebody that put you to sleep or something along them lines. But come to find out, one of the jobs they do is body waxing. So we're going to first let her start off with how some people show up to their waxing appointments, and then we'll proceed from there. The intro's been long enough. Let's get into it, y'all.
Poop butt, you bathe before you get a Brazilian wax? You can scroll. For those of you who are not sure if you have body odor or you are offending your Brazilian waxer, let's get into it. This esthetician says, once I got a client doing a full body and she had green discharge. I had to leave the room because I couldn't hold my breath anymore because of the smell. Here's things that are very subtle that...
Before she tell y'all the little tips that they do to get around the smell, why would you come into someone's office and put that on somebody's table and open that up for somebody? Like, you nasty. That's nasty.
We will do as a Brazilian waxer. Number one, we will wear something under our nose. It'll be Vicks Vapor Rub. It'll be essential oils. It'll be something in a balm. We'll put it right underneath our nose. You won't even know. We actually learn how to do mouth breathing, so we don't breathe through our nose, so we have no scent coming in there and changing how our facial will change when that scent becomes offensive.
They have to learn special techniques in breathing. Let me get that through. Let that sink in on y'all. They have to learn special techniques in breathing. So this means this isn't, you know what I mean? This isn't nothing new. They've been preparing for this for years. They've been going through this for years.
My number one go-to for stinky feet was to put an essential oil-based towel over your feet, especially a warm towel, and let it sit there the entire service because your feet smell. Another thing that I would also do is I would have a fan blowing on you to blow your body odor away from me and towards you so that you would be able to smell what I'm smelling, all while still breathing out of my mouth. Another thing that I have is my amazing Funk Buster. Funk Buster cuts all funk. It actually is my number one product during spring and summer, specifically for Brazilian waxers or anybody who's in the waxing space who wants to cut offensive odors, or we don't want the next client to smell the last client. That lemongrass Funk Buster will cut it. It'll smell brand spanking new, and that's how we get through.
Before we go on to the next video, did y'all notice that she said, so the next client don't smell your stank behind? But this was just a warm-up. We're going to move on to the next video. Fellas, now prepare to be educated. You may have thought you knew, but you have no idea.
When poop has moved outside of the poop butt space.
Yeah.
If you don't want to hear any of my content, you can totally scroll. For those of you who are here for our content and this conversation, you can absolutely stay. Let's get into it. This esthetician says, the first time I saw poop inside someone's labia, I about died. The poop conversation during a Brazilian wax is not an easy conversation. As much as we try to kind of stay professional, once poop moves into other spaces, especially into the labia space, that's a different type of conversation. And of course, we obviously can't really proceed with the service. I mean, the thing about it is when we start talking about hygiene levels and cleansing and what we provide for people to use, and most of them refuse to use it, you know, there's a lot of comments that, oh, you should have a bidet. The bidet can only work if people use the bidet. A lot of people will decline using the restroom, cleaning themselves, using anything that we provide. They decline it. So when it's presented in this way, just like this, now we have to take the conversation to a different space. Some people are okay with it, especially if it really depends on the way it's delivered. Some people become offended. Some people will say it's shaming. But in order for us to do an amazing service and not cause irritation because there's fecal matter in other spaces outside of the anus, when there is other people's body fluids in that space and we're trying to do work, sometimes we're not even able to provide the entire service because we don't have a space.
I got to cut her, y'all. I got to cut her, but I was entranced. I was entranced. I was entranced. You won't have to go to a page to hear the rest of that, just out of respect for it, because I let it run for so long. But that is the tops in disrespect. And we have to say that these women right here, they are top 100% in professionalism. I clap up every one of you that make a hard living having to deal with that. And like I said at the beginning, it's not your normal, everyday, regular, run-of-the-mill woman going to get Brazilian waxes. These is your bad chicks, your Instagram chicks, your chicks that think they hot. They don't even know how to wipe their ass yet. It's not just Stephanie that has these type of experiences. From what I gather on TikTok, it's estheticians, I can't even say it because of my list, from all over the world, from all walks of life, that has clients of all colors that is dealing with this. Take a listen to this story.
Okay, I'm not doing this video to be mean. I just need advice on what the fuck you would have done
Let us know,
in this
sweetheart.
situation.
Let us know.
So I'm a waxer. I do Brazilian waxing, and all of my 4 years of waxing, this has not ever happened. So I didn't know what to do. So I'm waxing. I feel traumatized. So I'm waxing my client, and I'm doing like her cleanups for her labias. I already did the first strips and I didn't notice.
Just a side thought while she tell this story. This has to be a very weird, uncomfortable job. And it takes a special type person to go lay up on the table, spread your legs wide open to get service or work on somebody. I don't know. This is special. But I appreciate y'all hustle, but it's special.
First. Now whenever I'm doing the cleanups, there's like something there. I didn't know if it was like her, like just part of like her labias or what. So like I ignored it.
Part of her dinner.
And so I pull the wax strip off. A turd flies to the end of the bed. And I'm just like staring, like she didn't ask what it was, thankfully. Like I didn't know what the fuck to do. So I'm just like looking at it and like I just try to play it off. And so
She had a hippo butt, bitch. And she hit her with one of these.
get a paper towel.
I'm sorry.
And I wrap it up into a million fucking times. Throw it in the trash. It smells so bad. It's like human fucking shit. And the whole time, like, my eyes are burning. Like, I'm, like, gagging, like, inside. And, like, I just stopped talking. Like, I just couldn't talk. Because the smell was so fucking bad. Oh, my God. And I swear to God, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not being mean or anything. I just need advice. What would you do? I don't think it'll ever happen again. But I am not even joking, y'all. After she left, I fucking threw up. I was in the bathroom. I threw up a little bit. It wasn't like, blah, but like I kept gagging so much. Like it was like stomach acid. Like, I was so shocked. Like, what would you do? Please.
Tell you the truth, I really don't know what I would have did because I can't really imagine seeing myself doing that job. But I would imagine that it would be hard for me not to tell you that you left a pizza on my table. Like, that's extremely offensive. But it seems like these people that do this type of stuff are really in their feelings because they're being exposed by this.
Because many people have commented on my video, right?
Okay.
I have messages from people in my inbox. You're bound by HIPAA. You're bound by confidentiality. Nope. They brought the
said
poop
nobody name
and left it after they left.
Oh.
So I don't name any names. And unfortunately, many of you are telling on yourselves because you're in my inbox or you're leaving comments saying you can't talk about that. She came to you in confidence. No, she brought poop butt to me.
If you ever bring poop butt to anybody, expect people to talk about you. You should want people to talk about you. It's nasty. Proceed, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Made an appointment, came in with poop butt, expected me to remove the hair.
That's the amazing
and
part.
then me not say anything. So you're telling on yourself.
Yeah.
But getting back to poop butt,
Yeah.
it is common. And the ones that actually have it are not really who you would think.
Listen up,
it's
fellas.
the put together ones. It's the ones that have a great appearance.
Listen up, fellas.
And then it happens. That's what I think is most shocking every time. So I always have Funk Buster ready. I always have Ouch Bomb ready. I always have my personal cleansing bar ready. I include products into the service, and I always advise my estheticians to do that as well.
She done saved a couple lives right now.
The ones that come with poop butt aren't really the ones that you would think have poop butt. So there's a double shock.
Now, if you ask me, fellas, this is the most important video that she put up. This one right here is going to explain to you some of the percentages of people that comes through her door with this problem. I guarantee you it's higher than what you think it is.
If you don't want to hear the percentages of people that have poop butt that come to get a Brazilian wax, you can scroll. For those of you who are here for my poop butt content and you want to hear those percentages and you're all about poop butt TikTok, let's get into it. This esthetician says, I am a pro body waxer and my guests show up with wet hair and clean girl makeup and cottage cheese down there and poop butt. 85% of my guests, that's 8 out of 10 people.
8 out of 10, 85% of the time. And you notice she made point to mention that they're all good looking women and they all got poop butt.
I love the folks that are on my content, the ones that are kind of like, really? And then I'm also very intrigued by the ones who get upset. Well, we know why they're upset, but we're going to not go there. But I want to be very clear. I'm not speaking about medically challenged or disabled people when I'm talking in my content. I'm talking about able-bodied people who are well aware and they choose not to cleanse themselves. They choose not to take a bath before they come into the service. They choose not to use the things that we provide for them before the service. They decline them. That's who I'm speaking about. That's who we're speaking about. The fact that the physician brought in medically disabled people or people that have medical conditions or someone who is disabled, that was never in my content, ever. Because that whole protocol is very different. Those conversations are extremely different.
She's making it crystal clear.
That's not this case. That's not the case for most of us who encounter these situations. They're able-bodied people who are able to clean themselves. They choose not to. So someone's like, oh, well, they're upset because, you said that they're lazy. If we ask you to clean and you decline doing it, what word would you like us to use?
Hold on. I'm sorry, Miss Esthetician. You shouldn't have to ask them. Shouldn't nobody have to ask you to clean your behind? It's your behind. Walking around all crunchy butted all day and then you're going to jump up on somebody's table. You shouldn't have to ask them, man. You shouldn't have to ask them. You were nice enough. I'm going on. I'm sorry.
Is it not lazy? What's the word? Because many of you who've never been waxed before, you've never done waxing before, you want to try to tell us estheticians and Brazilian waxers what we should say and what we shouldn't do. Once they decline all of that, where do we go? What happens?
They should go home and take a bath.
And the repeat offenders, you offer them things. I finally had to get to the point where I said, if it's on my treatment table after I'm asking you to clean and you don't, we're going to have a conversation now. You sure you want to have a conversation?
Wow.
Poop butt is real. And there's no reason for us estheticians and body waxing not to be able to have a conversation. So I'm still doubling down on it.
Yeah, double, triple down on it. You shouldn't have to deal with that. You shouldn't have to deal with that. Now, before she gets up out of here, she's going to do us a favor and let us know exactly where the poop butts are at, so we can at least try to be safe out here.
Poop butts are everywhere. So if you don't want to hear about it, you can totally scroll. For those of you who are interested in my poop butt TikToks, I want to share with you that there are a lot of poop butts that are outside of the waxing room. This comment says, where in the US is this happening? So I know when to bring my own seat for public places. You need to bring it everywhere. I'm going to tag below a video that I did last year where there was people from every walks of the earth chiming in on poop butts in general. And I'm talking about poop butts that go on and try on clothes and try on bathing suits and leave remnants. I'm talking about ones that go and have the laundry mats and the dry cleaners experience their poop butt. People that go and do tanning salons. There's a lot there. Folks that get haircuts. People that go to the gym with poop butts. Get in pools, saunas. Poop butt is everywhere. And I think this is why it's so shocking to many of you, because you've never really paid attention to it. And then I love, and I will shout out my new nurse friends who are in my DMs giving me love and saying, Godspeed, we are supporting you and you give us so much hope because we didn't realize other people deal with what we deal with too. Thank you for that. I'm gonna publicly thank you for that. But yeah, poop butts are everywhere.
As you see, fellas, it's 85% of the bad ones and just about all of the regular ones. So you're going to have to do a couple smell checks on your next girlfriend, man, and make sure she's up to date. Because we always knew that dudes was some stinky behind mofos. But at least back in the day, at least before, you could at least count on women to know something about hygiene. But I guess they done caught up to us as men, man. I guess we're about to be equal all across the board, including the funk. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about this one in the comments section. If you'd have made it to this point in the video, you are my MVP.
It was a stone groove, my man.
I'm out of here.